We are going all the way down to the wire. Inferno is done and dusted. Vertigo was a quick affair. And now we are going to see the likes of these two teams that we're seeing right now battle it out on DE Train.
Yeah, I think it's only right that this matchup ends on a middle ground, and well, that's exactly where we're going. Train. Inferno was fairly dominant in the end for Avangar. Let's not talk about Vertigo, because that was so dominant for Furia. And now we head into, Train to see who can actually finish off these series, the Brazilians on their home turf. Yeah. But even still, like we talk about quite a lot, Furia looking for their first major title. This would still be the biggest title, I believe, that Avangar have won as well. Like they've had a few like smaller titles along the way, like 50K tournaments that had a few teams attending, but this would be the chance for them to lift the trophy, and it may seem like it means a lot to the Brazilians, but I'm sure it means a lot to the guys at Avangar as well.
Oh, for sure. And also, they've had runs in bigger tournaments, Avangar, but they never really finished it. And they haven't been to a final before in the big tournaments, as far as I know. They only have that third, fourth place at Epicenter to really be happy about. But Train is, as you say, a map where both of these teams know how to play. Avangar, yes, they have a lower win percentage, only 42% on the map right now. But they also, as we stated before, they play better teams on it. Both of these teams have gotten a win in this tournament on this map. Train was a bit more close when Avangar took down Valiance, but I would say in this tournament, Valiance perhaps a little bit better than Instant. Furia took out. So I think it's a pretty fair point to make that this is going to be a close one. Hopefully we're going to still go all down to the wire, all 30 rounds, perhaps even more, because that's what this matchup deserves. Yeah,
for sure. Like there'll be many people who in our situation be like, yeah, let's go, we can chill out after this and get some nice food. I could not care less. I'll stay here all night if I have to cast these two teams. It has genuinely been a pleasure. We've seen clutches from pretty much every single player in the server. We've seen players we haven't seen before on both teams. I haven't seen much of Sanji up to this point, and the man is a beast. Like, I can see why they've got him in this roster. It was a little bit sketchy, like why, like, oh yeah, no, our player's taking a break. I'm always a little bit confused when that happens. Like Crizzen goes missing for a bit, and then Sanji just comes up as this star talent within the team. But he definitely looks like the right man to be in this Avangar roster, and well, he's exciting as well. He's not one of those sort of like passive, like scared players. He is taking fights, he is winning them, and he is one of the main reasons that they've been great throughout this tournament.
Yeah, that fire below Avangar, that fire in them has to really shine through. And I was going to the bathroom here before, and we share bathroom with the players, and Buster was coming out, and he looked pretty much like he was angry. He just won a map on a stage, and he looked like he was ready to murder someone, and he's going to try to do that as we jump into Train. Avangar versus Furia. The conclusion to this series. Who's going to take home the trophy? He had DreamHack Open Rio 2019. Is it going to be the home team, or is it going to be the foreign team of Avangar?
Well, Avangar starting off on their T-sides. They had a great T-side at Inferno. As we mentioned, we're not really going to talk too much about Vertigo because that was definitely questionable, but they did struggle earlier in the day on their T-sides versus Valiance. Now, a very different beast altogether in just the styles of play and the way these different teams actually work around. Furia are a strong CT side team of this map, so I do expect a fair bit from them here. Utility picked up for both sides. Kit and a smoke coming out for Abel J, and double smokes and a Molotov even. I wonder if this is going to double back into a B take, and the Molotov is going into that connector.
Go. Flash is coming in, push down towards lower, holding the close range angle. Smoke blocks Cerrados' vision. That's going to be the plan. Yuri edging in. He's a bit too far ahead of his teammates, but he's still going for the opening. Finds the first one, goes for the second, and will get it. And now the rotation towards upper has been kicker. They don't have a Molotov for this diffuse, but there is a smoke on the CT side. And they're pressured now, Avangar. No, coming in from behind, shuts it down, doesn't even need to do anything. His presence alone is enough.
Oh, I thought for a second that Sanji had a chance, but unfortunately not. And again, it's this man, Yuri. Like, I really think that he has been overlooked in so many cases, because this man in this series has been fantastic.
Yeah. He's definitely been one of the MVP candidates. I think you also have to mention, of course, Jamie throughout the tournament, Vinny to some extent as well. I would like to say Cerrados, but he hasn't really been at that level that I expected him to be at, so I'm not going to include him in my top 3 players.
He was great on the first map.
Yeah.
Very quiet on the second, and one of the reasons I think that they weren't quite up to scratch on Inferno was, well, their best player was not there. Either way, we see this time and time again. Kicker. It's going to be given that mantle. That AK-47. The Deegs will still remain on many other players. It's actually going to be Buster to take the hit in terms of weaponry. Give it over to his teammate to have a chance to win the round. Now, they've won many of these rounds. They've even won rounds like this in this series. Yeah. So don't hold your breath and say, oh no, this is done. Furia will walk over this round, because there's definitely a chance that Avangar will steal this away.
Desert Eagles, doesn't even matter what kind of version of Counter-Strike you're playing. Or maybe in Counter-Strike Source they're a bit more overpowered, but still, it's a weapon. We do talk about Source. We can fight about that later tonight before we go to bed. but the Deagle definitely is a part of Counter-Strike, and a weapon that can change rounds.
Well, it's looking like a split on towards A. They've left the bomb. 40 seconds left. Someone's going to have to go and retrieve that. Sanji trying to do a little bit of damage with the Glock. It's more of a, I think, just a little bit of a giveaway that they're there. CT side have not flinched. They're still holding players over onto that B site. Maybe a little bit of a double bluff here as now the T's will look to make their move. Sanji, a little bit of a fake, but Kicker goes afterwards, but he gets nothing done as well. That AK hits the deck. It's all onto the Dirty Deegs at the moment to try and do the damage. Buster actually getting one. James found another. A bit more damage than might have been expected here, and the 2 players dropped. I don't think that's that bad, considering what they're trying to do in this scenario.
No. It's okay, as you would say. Decent would probably be the right word. Well, not exactly what you hope to get out of a round. Furia, I'm pretty confident going into this 2-0, but here comes the buy. It's going to be an AWP on Jamie. Kick it with just a deagle.
James looking like he's trying to join the gymnastics team with that one. Isn't going to find anything other than some flames at his feet. Abel J really wanting to try and take control of this Ivy position, and this has been one of those spots where he is very aggressive. Like we saw it in previous maps, he is more than happy to push all the way out of Ivy, try and shoot players towards the spawn if he needs to. This time though, he gathers the information and they double back in towards Pop now without spotting anything.
Playing 4-1 right now, Yuri's all alone. And here comes the rotation. It will be just in time, I think. Wait 10-20 seconds more on that 4-1, and oh, what a dunk from Yuri. We might be in a former basketball Olympic arena, but that was next level.
Waiting to do that. Every day we've been here. He's actually pushed out. Art's been completely caught off guard. Now Yuri's still up above. Do they actually know he's here? Nope, clearly not. Although it's a bit of a bait from Fitch. It doesn't matter. Bomb's going to hit the deck. This is a problem now because the T's have not really got the best positions when it comes to this fight. Buster will at least remove him from action.
Sanji close range. He's just hidden from the smoke. He's watching the headshot angle. Cerrados with everything to do, and he finds no. Buster steals it away. Oh, and Sanji with another one. That's the round. It's done now. Abel J with all the odds stacked against him.
Look at the bomb. The bomb's going back.
Oh.
They're going to reset this round. The only real saving grace, though, is if Abel J can get this kill, he's in a 1v1. The thing is, though, he's looking the wrong way.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, the question is now, where does he actually go? He's going to go back around. I think that's the right call. Fighting that connector versus a player that's holding the angle with that AK-47, especially if it's Sanji. It's probably not a good idea. So James spots him out as well. Smoke can go onto the bomb if necessary, or to section off a specific angle. Sanji just going to be waiting on the side. He needs somebody to make a mistake. He needs somebody to give him a fight because he's starting to run out of time. Sanji will do just that, but it's too little too late. It is going to be Avangar on the board, and well, that really could have gone either way. It seemed like they got caught sleeping a little bit there.
Yeah. And Cerrados missing out on that duel versus Buster, that's going to haunt him. That's neat. That's insane. Very nicely done, but won't chase the outcome of the round. We're going to see a double scout setup on the CT side. They're investing. Only out with money left to spare. The rest only pocket change or nothing in their pockets.
I do like double scouts. I'm a big fan. I think it's a good chance to really chip away these players and then give the SMG, give the pistol a good chance to shred the remainder.
Only on train though.
Oh yeah, but no, I completely agree.
Yeah, but yes, I do agree. It is a decent setup, especially if you play it around an MP9 or C-75s or just SMGs in general. Get that first tag in. You don't need to get the headshot with the SMG. You can just go for the body shots and still get the kill, unless you get one tap by the AK, which is always a danger, no matter what weapon you have.
Dust 2 as well. Dust 2, I'll take some double scouts.
Okay.
Tap through with the MP5. Don't expect much damage to come through.
That's not going to do much.
It's a bit ambitious, but...
Deep smoke. And then the timing push. Yuri once again ready. Art for upper.
Yuri have a fair bit to do in this scenario as the nades go down. He's going to be ducking away from the flash. Peeks out. Normally good for 2, but he isn't going to be able to this time. And Sanji actually picks off Cerrado as well. Bomb going to be going down. There's not really anything they can do about this. The scout going to be pushing aggressively. Art will at least finish him off. They know that there's another one close as Jane misses a shot, but the same can be said for Art. He's actually going to hit him through the smoke and gets him as well. Art pushing aggressively seems to be doing the work, and now the rest of his team are going to get on that bomb. They want to try the defusal, but yeah, it's going to be a long one. He's still just sticking it within the smoke, and actually the T's have to get peeking. Is it really going to happen again? He needs to go for the peek. The bomb's going to be defused. A 10-second defuse for the second time in this series for Furia. I don't know how they keep getting away with it.
That has to be gut-wrenching for Avangar. And you can see the way that the last player moved around there. He was absolutely sure that was a fake tap.
Yeah.
Goes for the secondary duel. Surely no way he's on the bomb. He would tap it again because he has a kit. No, there's no kit. And he just sticks on it because he counts on his teammate being able to hold that angle for him in the smoke as well. And once more, double scout. Not really the big component, but still a component in the round nonetheless. Works out. And once again, straight after an important win, Furia take a timeout.
Yeah, calm themselves down. Obviously, they've got the crowd going crazy behind them as well, which is very easy to sort of rile you up and get you going. It does it for me. It definitely helps in these situations, but the fact is they do need to stay calm. I will say with the double scout, though, the fact that both players actually get tagged while peeking, I think that's why they hesitated peeking into the bomb. Even though it was so far gone at that point, you're only on, like, what, 15 HP? You don't peek.
He's picked up an AK-47 and moved into Pop Dog. He's not heard anything just yet, but has a reason to be afraid. Players has crossed above him. Bomb not yet picked up, but will be soon. Kick it, trying to find openings, but none are given.
Yeah, this time you can see the CT side a bit more patient. Vinny going to be the only one in a somewhat aggressive position, and it's not really until somebody comes jumping down that ladder, which obviously has its own risks. But his nade, that just seemed perfectly timed. It's almost as if he knew that somebody just walked past. I'm not going to make any allegations, but that was definitely interesting.
Pitch down to 72, so not the biggest of impact, but still a great timing on the grenade. MP9 still for Yuri, he's sticking to that. And then again, the money is not very solid, so in order to get some utility in the early start of the round, he probably had to go for that. Couple of Desert Eagles on the T side as well. As time is ticking down, what's the play here? One man has gone out towards Ivy, one man making his way into Olaf. That's going to be 2 players shot down by Abel. James on a swivel, dances back and forth like a samba, but it's going to be Buster to pick up the pace in a 1v4, but there's no way here.
Yeah, he needs to ace him, but he's not going to allow that for a second. Abel J, I was at one point in that round, I was going to say, I really don't like the fact that he has to keep swiveling to watch A-Main and Ivy. I was like, that's probably not going to go too well.
That's the logical thing to say.
And then he just does that. Just like bangs them out without any trouble whatsoever. And while Furia definitely seem like they've recovered from Inferno, more of a comfortable choice for them. That T-side really can bog you down, and we've seen it already. We saw it actually on Inferno earlier in the day from Avangar. They got bogged down and they got run over by Valiance. The one loss they had in that 3-map thriller. James. Oh! Flames almost claim him. He's just going to be able to survive, and it's the Ivy presence from the T's initially, but they're actually going to fall off.
Shooting the floor or the ceiling, depending on where you see things from. But no one finding anything. The damage onto kick it, but that's it. Still no deaths on either side. As the T side are making their way towards that B location. Smoke, perfect timing for the CTs. Yuri once more has only had this MP9. I can't remember him having any other weapon other than maybe a couple of pistols, but he has been wreaking havoc on this lower B. with this weapon. Molotov straight into the smoke, and he's going to have to spray away, but this time he'll get caught out.
And James actually gets rid of Art as well. The CT side may even have to start thinking about leaving this round. It almost seems like Cerrados has. The rest of the team looking for the rotations, maybe just wary that there will be somebody looking to push back in, and well, there we go. I think that's the moment that Vinny says to the rest, this is not happening. And that's going to be a wonderful round for the T side. Of course, Furia, if they keep these remaining players alive, great. They'll be able to buy in the next round. It won't really be that much of a problem. But I almost wonder if Avangar will try and hunt these down, and Sanji definitely will.
They can throw at least 2 players away here, and it's not going to be a big of a problem. So now they have to think about it, okay? It's going to be either Buster, Kick, or Fitch to go for this. But they might feel they're too far away to get anything done, really. So they're going to stick with their 4 guns, let Cerrados and Vinny survive, and force the guys over in Furia to make a choice. Do we buy around this and maybe get a 80, maybe 85% buy, or do we wait eco potentially and then get a 100% buy later? Both are good options in my opinion, and they're going to buy down.
It's not really that bad a buy at all either. It's only Yuri again. He seems to be the one taking the hit.
They're missing utility and they're missing 1 weapon, so it's not too bad. That's why like 80-85% is very close.
Yeah, and the utility's missing on the Orpa as well, who a lot of the time you don't really want your Orpa throwing in aids.
Oh. Sandy just missteps. And smokes from both teams landing at the same position.
Maybe a little bit wary of that same Molotov again. It did a lot of damage in the previous round to James, but he did survive. Everybody bar Sanji was alive, and that's how the T's have actually managed to build themselves a little bit of extra cash. No, early in pretty much every single round, we see Furia go for that 4-1 setup, just wary that there's going to be an aggressive push in from Avangar, but they really haven't done that. They've been fairly passive. They've been looking to find openers. This time it's going to be the challenge in towards Ivy, and Abel J might be about to walk into his death. There are lots of players around this corner. The flashbang comes in, though, and it's perfect. A free kill off the back of Vinny's flash. Cerrados will also chime in with a kill into main. Fitch needs to trade this out for them to have any sort of chance in this round. He will do that. I thought Abel J had him dead to rights, but even still, they will survive that little bit longer. The fight continues, and Fitch continues as well. 3 kills coming out from the Kazakhstanian, and well, now Art and Yuri just sort of wonder what just happened to their team. As Fitch, man, does he really just get all of his kills in 1 round? Yeah, I think he did.
He had 0 kills so far, and then he just chimes in and does it all in this one. Art with his back turn. That's going to be a free frag. That's going to be a 4K. Fitch, is he going to be allowed to have the ace? He won't. Kicker steals it away, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Great round by Fitch.
An important one at that. I mentioned it at the time. He needs to get that kill, otherwise the round is pretty much over. A 3v5 turn 3v4, and well, then you saw him do the rest. But even still, that was a big round, and it was needed. Now things become difficult, because that was pretty much Furia's lifeline. That was the extra money they had saved. As you said, it was the sort of 85% buy. And really, it should have worked. It just came down to Jules. They weren't able to trade him out. They weren't able to do anything in that scenario. Sanji, now he has the perfect weapon for this. If he's not caught, and well, they are actually going to dink him down. James will be having a little bit of a firing range. Somehow, he's still alive. Like Sanji just in this corner. They lost Fitch instead.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's low on HP, that's why he's not peeking, because usually you don't want your ult taking those kills, you want the extra money from the next 10, but with 18 HP, he's not really trying to throw it away. They're gonna get 2 frags out of this. To be honest, that's what they could hope for. This is a good result. And they also have the chance now of getting a 3rd one. That means damaging the economy of Avangar.
I believe there should be Fitch's AK somewhere on the floor as well. Yeah, they just picked that up, so he can just look to save.
And already now, this is a great round. For Furia.
Extra money, something they definitely need. For him, it means that he can probably drop an AWP over to Art, which, okay, that was probably going to be the case anyway, but that means that he doesn't have any utility. Instead, okay, he'll be dropping the AWP anyway, but nobody will need to drop him anything back.
So 4-4 will be the score, and as we predicted, neck and neck, these 2 teams. Not much between them as we have reached this common ground on the 3rd map. James has not really had any big rounds so far on this map.
No.
And he's kind of the one to really feel like Train is his playground. As an AWPer, That is his home turf. And I'm sure as we go further into this game, he's going to step up even more. He's going to deliver even more.
Well, yeah, one of the, I think he's the #1 rated player that Dust said on the desk, and so far he hasn't really looked like it. Like, he had a decent Inferno, but it wasn't a Jame Inferno.
Yeah.
And, well, with Vertigo, nobody performed well. Like, he was the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah, he had -1, which is, like, pretty impressive in that big of a loss.
Yeah. That's not -1 kills, that's -1 kill to death, for anybody wondering.
Yeah.
If he went -1 the whole game, then you would be a bit worried about
that is very close to unrealistic. But of course, yeah, kill to death. Well, the rest of the team are sitting at -7, -8, -17.
So far in train, he's at -1 again.
That is true, actually.
I imagine they'll be hoping for a little bit more than that from, well, the star performer on this team.
A little bit would still make him not happy. He needs a lot more than -1.
Oh. 4-4 is the score. Yuri actually opts to keep the MAC-10, which I'm quite surprised by.
Well, he likes SMGs. So.
That is true. I just feel like the MP9 is leaps and bounds above. He still manages to get the kill, and actually Art's there to sort of support. He's actually defending this alone. I thought Art was around that area, but he's actually not. How is Yuri still alive? He manages to get himself a double with a MAC-10. I take everything I said back. Give that man a Mac Daddy, and he will slay.
The magical MAC-10 coming in there, stealing it away from the opposition and using it against them. Taste of their own medicine on the T side. As the crowd have even more to cheer for.
He was the only man on that site with a MAC-10.
Yep. 4-1 split, you know.
How does he not die?
He buys time, he gets a kill.
He gets 2.
Oh, okay, Cerrados though. That was very well played by Yuri. He has to be up there in the race now for MVP candidate. Even though there are other players on the server who've done extremely well also.
Just on the final alone, he has been phenomenal. Even in the map that they lost, he was still the reason they pretty much got any of the rounds. So I'm sure Mr. Dust will be the one crunching the numbers to say who he believes was the best of the tournament. And I'll take his word on that.
Dustopedia?
When it comes to numbers, I think Dust is normally bang on.
Yeah,
so.
he is a great analyst.
Well, okay, let's not go too either way, Yuri. Looking to go aggressive once again. Gets a little bit of information out of it. And actually, based off that, the T's look like they're about to rotate back. And they don't know, obviously, a lot of the positions that have actually been taken away from them while they've been on holiday over on the B site. It's not the best holiday donation, but location is the word I was looking for. But they're going to wrap around towards Ivy instead. And this is risky considering the time.
Yep. 2 CT players, though, close range. 1 kill straight in there, and that could be the round. Abel J is going to peek out, and high risk, high reward. It's going to be the risk. And this time, no reward for him, but Art is there. He got...
There's 15 seconds. What's going on? They need to make their move now. 10 as the bomb is going towards the site. They're trying their best, but it's done. Oh, we'll close it. Avangar, I don't know what just happened in that round.
That seems so strange. Furia will take the win. After they get that opening onto Ivy, you're almost sure, like you even see Art rotate away to find a more defensive position. At that point, what is your plan, Avangar? Yeah. It seemed like there was no mid-round kind of, or not mid-round, but mid-strat kind of call. It was just like, go Ivy and let's see what happens. And that is not enough at this level.
Sanji gets the kill. The rest of the team was somehow so far behind him when he gets into that. It's like there was no way anybody was trading onto Art either. And that was such an important round. That's the money reset as well for Avangar. Okay, they've got Jame on an AWP, which you're never going to frown upon. But to be honest, in this series, maybe you will. I can't say, like, normally when I watch him play, in these scenarios where I go, okay, it's Jame with the North and everybody else is on pistols, I'm like, you know what? He could still win them the round.
Yeah.
From what I've seen in this series, I don't think he can.
No. Let's wait and see Jame scouting out the long angles, not finding anyone towards upper. And playing a 3-2 split again. 1 far away towards lower, 1 semi-close towards upper, who can jump down towards the bombs, and that's Yuri. He's changed up positions, he's changed his weapon from SMG to AK, but they're not going to go his way.
Vinny, he's going to get him.
That's a yikes from me, dog.
Wonder if he fell down the ladder by accident. It almost seemed like he did.
I think so.
There was some real panic there. The setup for James, though. What? He's just shooting them through the floor. He doesn't need vision. And while Art ready and waiting, the bomb could be dropped here if Sanji pushes much further. They're really hoping on James to make some sort of opener. He spots tip of the gun. In fact, the switch to go down.
That's a perfect refract setup.
And now Sanji is the only one left. He's got the bomb in hand, but he's not going to last. The cleanup comes in. A 7th round on the board now for the CT side, and well, they're starting to lead.
Yeah, once again, like the small things, the small setups, turning around from, let's say, a 65 to 35% win chance, turning that into an 80 or 90% win chance with that refract setup coming in. Yes, they know that the T knows he's in that left corner. So the second he peeks out, he knows it's going to be a disadvantage, but he has a refract to come in. The T-side orb is not ready for it, and they guarantee a 1-for-1 trade in a situation where they already have an advantage. It's the small things in these rounds, and so far, Furia has had more of them than Avangar.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that we can talk about this team when it comes to synergy.
Yeah.
Like the way that they work off each other, the way they work together. Well, just take Vertigo. What was it we said? Something like 10 or 11, or no, I think it was 12 rounds into the game, or maybe 13, they had 8 bomb plants against them and 8 retakes.
Yeah.
So they definitely have that sort of synergy together, and it is beautiful to watch.
This is also an interesting buy, because Sanji once again has been left with only a pistol, while the rest of the team have brought up 140 to go. There's not a lot of utility. There's no Molotovs. Yes, 4 smokes, but only 2 flashbangs to accompany them. So this is a stretched buy, to be honest. And on the other side of things, Furia on the CT side of Train, yes, they don't have a lot of money, but they have enough kind of cushion so they can lose a round. It's not a big of a problem. They can still buy. Avangar feeling the pressure here, but we have to remember this is still Train. This is still a CT-sided map, albeit that Furia are good on the T side, still a CT-sided map. We should see them at least take 9-6 or something like that in this half.
Jay's got to be careful here. The boost over the top of the smoke. James will make quite a lot of noise. He's going to know he's here, but there's nothing he can do. The peak comes out from the AWP, and this time he will have that opener. They took a risk in this round. Sanji's been one of the best performers.
Wait,
okay, that's an even bigger risk. Kicker tries to run through the Molotov. Maybe just the fear of trying to run back up the ladder would not have been enough time.
One goes up the stairs, one goes into the Molotov. You either got to commit or go back. You have to decide as a team. You can't go both ways.
Well, clearly not enough time to decide, and they are split. 25 seconds again. Look at where the bomb is. Look at where the bomb is. It's got to run as fast as they can. They need to be getting the openers into the site right now, because there's only 15 seconds. Look at the position of Cerrados. He's so well placed to deny anything here, and the bomb now looks to cross. He doesn't get the connection. They're actually going to get this bomb down, but never mind. Vinny is there to deny. He gets 2 of his own, and Cerrados a double as well. 8-4. And what is going on at the moment for Avangar? The clock just seems to be non-existent in their game.
Pandemonium in the crowd. To be honest, I've been to a lot of DreamHack Opens, and we draw some pretty respectable crowds, but this one in volume is something else. And there's a reason for it. Furia are in a power position right now in this game. AWP on Art, no double AWP. They have the Orcs. Only Desert Eagles apart from Sanji with the AK-47. This is next level. This is Brazil. Sanji doesn't care for it. Jumps straight back in.
Yeah, I've been to this country 3 times. Here in Rio and Belo Horizonte as well, and there are no crowds like the Brazilians. I don't care. They are the loudest.
Yeah, I say that as a Dane who's been to Royal Arena for Blast. This is a different taste.
We saw the same, obviously, in Sao Paulo as well. They have some nutty fans. No matter the size of the crowd, the noise still comes every single time, and they are behind Furia all the way. And I don't know how much of a part you can put down to Avangar's performance, but I think this is all Furia. I think the crowd may be helping, but I think this is all them.
I constantly have the argument that a crowd home advantage, in my opinion, can only give you maybe the last 2-3%, not more than that. But then again, if you have 2 teams who are this close, the last 2-3% can be the difference maker.
Yep.
And on a map where both of them are very good, that's why this is the decider. 2-3% in the crowd, maybe even if it's just 1%, is still very important.
Oh, look at the late rotation once again from Avangar. They're going to attempt him to beat. It's mainly because of Sanji. Look at his position at the moment. He's up on the rafters, and he's going to take out Yuri. He's been the lone defender. Yuri's probably sat there going, guys, how does he get there? And this is going to turn the round in his head. This wasn't much of an investment coming out from this side, but now Vinny's bamboozled the bamboozler. He's looking for a little bit more.
Oh, he wants to have 2 kills here. He hears the footsteps. That's going to be 2 kills.
Oh, no, he might mix it up. He just about gets away with it. Vinny left that close, but Kicker...
He's going to shut it down with the AWP.
He's waiting and patient as ever. Great work there from Vinny. They were so close to that going terribly wrong, but he doesn't.
It's only down to the fact that the player who rotates away from that lower position to go up towards the lower ramp, he makes noise. He knows he's there far away. The second he hears the footsteps, he knows, okay, there's a possibility of grabbing both frags. Headshot the first one, swivels around, and Vinny, what a play. The clutch maestro. On point.
He's just written, never doubt Vinny in his book.
Vinny raised now.
I think they all deserve it at this point. Then again, I imagine that the cut of the prize pool will probably be quite a nice little bonus for these guys.
Grand USD straight down the pocket for the winner.
Yeah, but the thing you have to mention here from Furia, I don't think this is at all about money. I think this is all about being at home, that trophy in their hands, celebrating with their family and friends. On an Easter Sunday, obviously quite a religious country as well. I'm sure that would be the perfect gift for them. And to be honest, at the moment, I don't think anybody can say they don't deserve it.
Tom, I wanted to go to a football game while we were in Brazil. I feel like I've almost already seen one, or at least heard one.
That's for sure. Here we go.
Oh, that gotta hurt.
Is there another basketball reference in there somewhere from you? Because at the moment, that seems to be the case. Cerrados, a 1-for-1 trade. And actually, that was on one of the lower HP players, so not a bad trade for the T's whatsoever. They're already looking to rotate in, but Vinny's there once again. Picks off Sanji, using the smoke. He's 17-4 at the moment in this server. What more can you ask from this man?
Yeah. Abel J now. Just waiting in hell. Very patient.
He's in another position where he has to keep flicking between 2 angles, but he seems to be a man that can get away with it.
Oh, that's a good frag from Kicker, though. Very nicely done. Now Art and Vinny, they have to communicate who holds what position. There are plenty of stuff, plenty of angles to choose from. Vinny now sees one, gets the frag, bomb is dropped, rotates around. 2 players remaining against the 3 of Furia.
And the time again starts to tick. They will be able to retrieve the bomb. Kick it, looking to try and round the corner. In fact, James found Vinny. This is all going to come down to timing. Art well placed will be able to drop one more, and now it's left onto James. We haven't seen a clutch from him yet. I think we're due one, as he now looks to try and push in, but in fact, he's going to double back around. The smart play. He's going to try and reset this round, head his way in towards the B site, get the afterplant position. The rotation will be available, but there's not much utility, and I give this man the edge when it comes to finding those picks. Just going to go for the standard plant, as they will now jump down and try and make their way through the connector, but you better believe that James is going to be watching this very angle, holding, waiting for them on the push. As they make their way forward, James is watching, but he doesn't manage to connect the first shot. He's going to be given a second chance, but the problem is he's now stuck in the default spot. They know exactly where he is, and he does not know where they're coming from. Yuri gets closer and closer by the second. His teammate using an AWP, but James just looks to try and play the time. Here's the tap on the bomb, and they have no idea where he is. James just waiting it out. I love it. He's going to go for the diffuser. Then goes for the second, but it does not matter. James doesn't get the kills, but he plays it perfectly.
What a crazy round. And there might have been broken backboards in the Olympics, but that may break the back of Furia. What a clutch from James. That is some next level stuff. The game tends to go around on the right side in that exact timing. But is it enough, Tom? That's just one round. That's just one clutch. Plenty of rounds to go.
Oh, we're going to see the same from Avangar. I think the difference between a 10-5 and a 9-6 is greater than most when it comes to just a one round difference. So they're going to be looking to try and get that. The fact is, though, Money, it's not perfect from the guys at Furia, but it's enough. Vinny, Art will be able to bail out the rest of the team with over $8,000 apiece. And definitely like their dancing. So, some of them are definitely better than others, I would say. That just kind of creeps me out.
This is crazy.
That's the thing, though. Like, this is James, like, in the moment. Like, the calm to maneuver himself around. He had to get that positioning pinpoint perfect.
Oh, Yuri.
But this is something we haven't seen. Yuri's had enough! He's looking to do it on his own. He's even going to be able to escape the ranks of this team. Gets the third! That is utterly ridiculous coming out from Yuri.
And that's the bounce back they needed. Round goes to Avangar. Timeout comes in and Yuri says, I had enough of this weight. I'm up to bat, and he swings that with perfection. 5 players left to go on Furia and only 2 on Avangar. As we hit the last round of this first half and Sanji has to clutch it out. I like the man, but he's not going to be able to do this.
Yeah, Yuri's up above. He wants that final kill. He's not going to get it, but it won't matter. Cerrados will be there to finish it. I don't think we're going to need to book a taxi for Yuri on his way home, as the Brazilians are going to be carrying him above. Either way, they need to do it in the second half. We'll be back after the break.
What you do, well, you can keep digging, but the deeper you go, the more that you find that you don't want to know. Everybody's hiding something of themselves, so don't forget that what you see is really just a version of the person you know. Everybody's hiding something from themselves as well, but darling, all we know is we all lying. So, you've been looking for me, but I got a sign I don't want you to see. I try to keep it dark, but the more that I find, the faster it comes creeping into the light. I've gone too far, I got myself all stuck inside this web I've spun. I almost choked in pieces. I'm in pieces. Everybody's hiding something of themselves, so don't forget that what you see is really just a version of the person.
Grand final has lived up to every expectation so far. We've had Vertigo, we had Inferno, and now we're on Train, and it is as close as it could be. 10-5 on the CT side for Furia, of course, is what we would expect. But the question is, can Avangar bounce back? But the CT side of their own other strong team of Furia gonna take this win.
Well, yeah, Vinny is hunting for blood at the moment. The man who ruled that first half. The team are just going to go barreling in. They've got the Molotov off towards the stopper. Art is going to be waiting, and he picks off one. Looking for a little bit more. Knows that Fitch is around the smoke, and actually the rest of the team a little bit more passive. The bomb's going to be dropped. That's a bit of a problem. They were somewhat waiting to hold for those after-plant positions. In case Cerrados needs to do something here, and Fitch is going to take him out. It's only Art to find a frag at the moment. They know the Buster's in this spot. Yuri's going to pick off one more. This is still doable, actually, for the T side. And Kicker, again, he's gone back to being a little bit more quiet on this map. He was great on Inferno.
The rep, he's going to go Ivy. And this is the freeze right now. Avangar players are going to be thinking, where are these Ts? What's happening? What's going on? Yuri needs to not show himself, and he's done that due to the good angle coming in from Kicker. He might be caught off guard now, though. The rotation coming in from the back, that's smart, good communication. Art now, they have not seen him for the last 30 seconds. Where could he be? Could this be the B play? He might have a free kill on the first one, leaving it down to a 1v1. Whoa. This is going to be free. This is going to be free.
Yeah, unless Kicker has eyes in the back.
No! He didn't see him!
Oh! He gets him anyway! How does that happen? They lock eyes like a beautiful romance, but unfortunately, it's a bullet to the face for Kicker. And it may be beautiful for Art, but Sanji says no, puts him down at the last possible moment. A triple for him, but dear Lord, that round almost gave me heart aneurysms.
That was next level. That was absolutely insane. Sanji, though, with a saving grace. And the pistol round will go to Avangar. And the Brazilian fans has now moved from their seats all the way up to the barrier top. They want to be as much as a distraction they can for the Avangar players.
What I love that. They almost just were like,
yeah,
hello. Oh.
SG. He's going to find the header buster. And Vinny in a great position to take out Kicker. And this is the buy from Avangar. While T-side are forced up and Vinny's just slaughtering them. There's no answer.
The SG Bandits have come to rise again. We see the force buy with AK all the time. We do not see it with this gun. Vinny's even going to retrieve an AWP. This man has 20 kills already. Just 16 rounds into this game. And while Sanji and Fitch, they've got to try and save them here.
Oh, wow. That's
a headshot through his foot.
That's a sick kill. They're not going to go back because he only had a deagle. So they know the position of one coming in from behind. They do not know where the secondary CT player is. But they're both going to save, and that's going to be 11 for Furia. They are usually a strong T-side team, but on train, CT is still their strongest, as the same is for Avangar. But will an 11-6 lead be enough? This could go down to the wire. I'm feeling like a 16-14-esque vibe from this one.
I don't know. I think the problems with economy, that's the real thing at the moment, is that winning the third round of a half is very likely, actually, for the team that's buying up. Winning the second round, not so much, because not that many teams force it, and you have a good buy coming up in the next, so most of the time you'll save. This really hurts your economy, because the whole thing is getting that sort of extra loss bonus if you lose. Instead, it's removed, so this is one of the only times where you're going to get the minimum amount of loss bonus possible, and you're already going to get up to 11 rounds. Now, the fact is, I would almost bank on the CT side buying up around this, because you're going to get a rifle. Loss bonus, as said already, is not great. So you might as well go for something here. You know that this side likes themselves the Deeg as well.
Exactly. Just give Sanji that deagle.
But then if they lose that, then you're going, well, okay, 11-6, maybe that's not that bad. But you lose that, 12-6, then you finally get a buy, you lose that, and maybe you're out of the game.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? If they don't win this one, they have to win the next buy. But it is very possible, because grinding back that like 8 or more rounds they need for this to be extremely close is very common on the CT side of train. And I've seen Avangar do this before. You can never count them out. It seems like the party's already started in the crowd.
Yeah,
we're not done yet.
I'm pretty sure that the Avangar players are going to be fairly focused on their monitors for more reasons than one at the moment. So here we go. It is the force buy-in. James got himself a trusty scout. Art on the other side with an AWP. There really isn't a man over on the Furia side who hasn't performed in this game. Every single player has had their moment, had their impact, and well, you look to see if they can get them that 12th and almost guarantee a 13th. That's the big thing here. They have the opportunity to get themselves very, very close to lifting that trophy. Sanji, however, has other ideas, so does Buster. As together, they get a couple of kills very early on in this round. Sanji looking for more. He's going to get tagged out, but the fact is now the rifles chime in. Fitch has found one more. And maybe we started the party a little bit too early here in Rio, as now the two players have to try and bring this back. Kick it with the perfect timing, even finds himself an SG in case Cerrados needs to be a hero, and he's not going to be. A fantastic bounce back coming out from Avangar, and this game is definitely not over yet.
Oh, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it is, even though you have worse economy, worse weaponry, potentially also even worse utility, on that CT side, you just have the positional advantage. You have that rotational advantage as well, and they utilized it here. Furia.
I think as well they have some of the best players to work with bad utility.
Exactly.
Like, I'd love to be the coach of Amp, just kill them with Eagles. Do it, like Sanji, pop ahead.
I'm pretty sure that's not what the coach is saying, but I get what you mean.
That's why I'm not a coach, Risk.
Yeah, that is probably a good idea.
Shoot him.
Okay, Cerrado will be jumping his way across no man's land. Once again, a 4-1 split, very common to see here on Train. And pistols on the T side, apart from these 3 fully bought up weapons. Okay, Cerrado, Abel, J, and R. Kind of funny because I would say Vinny and Yuri are the ones who probably are the better players, but
yeah, in this series at least, there's no doubt.
Yeah, but that's how it is sometimes. It's not always down to who's the better player, who's gets the weapon. It's down to economy and also who had what saved and whatnot.
Well, they juggled the weapons over, so I think the other way around it may not have even been possible.
Yeah.
So,
all right, James has rotated inside, and now 2 players close towards the B bomb side, and 1 ready with the rotation in.
Yeah, they've already got quite far out. Oh, Peaks manages 1, but it's James very quickly with the trade. That's one of the pistols hitting the deck, so it's not the biggest problem at the moment for Furia. But CT side are all here. It is an absolute brawl out on this side. Art again. This man has been stepping up left, right, and center. He's looking to try and hold the line while his teammate plants that bomb. Abel J looking for the peek out. If he gets rid of Buster, this could be over. If Buster gets him, it could bring him back, but Abel J's the one to find the frag. And now you have to wonder if the remaining CTs may just want to fade away.
Oh,
and the fact is they
Yuri
may not be able to, because there's a man waiting around the corner. Sanji, I think he's aware of the possibility, but it does not matter. Yuri doesn't give him a second to think.
This is huge money-wise. Look at the economy on the Avangar side. 50-50, 26, 17-50, and 8-50 on Sanji. This is eliminating a lot of cash on the CT side and almost ensuring at least pistols, if not an eco, coming in for the next one. Jamie, is he gonna die as well? He's not gonna be pressured, but Art finds him after the time, after the bomb explodes. And that sets a fire under these fans.
Yeah, they are literally as close as they can get to the players without having to fight a security guard.
I would not like to be that security guard right now, to be honest.
No, especially, if they do win this. I would not like to be in their position. Then again, I am a very tiny man, and I think I'd be useless as a security guard, as many can already guess. Either way, we've actually had to have an eco. This is the sort of worst case at the moment for Avangar, because it's backwards and forwards, and the CTs always suffer worse. He gets around the corner. What can he do here? It is jumping Cerrado to close him, and one by one, we see them wiped out of the server. Sanji left with a trusty Deke. I wouldn't be surprised if he manages to get a kill here. He is a beast with this weapon, but the fact is, just look at the scoreboard at the moment. Sanji's at the top with 18, it then drops down to 11. James currently only on 9. Kickert was one of the key factors when it came to that previous map. He has 5. Every player over on the other side is in double digits.
It's a tough world if you're an Avangar fan right now.
There's none in here. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, and if they are very quiet. Indeed.
Far away from the front of the stage, I'm sure. Sanji, only one remaining. And it's going to be the 5-man save from Furia. Oh well, Tom. Here we go.
You gotta love it. You almost just sit in awe of the Brazilian fans at this point.
I do.
They are getting closer and closer. Furia looking for their first tournament victory in Brazil.
Once again, very important to take the pause here just to keep everyone on the same level. The coach can come in with more than just a few commands here and there. In-game leader can have that discussion. They have a little bit of time. You can take a breather, slow down, heart rate a little bit, because I'm sure it has to be very high right now with this kind of presence in front of them. But once again, I can't give them enough praise for the usage of timeout. It has been perfect for Furia this entire tournament, every single game. But then again, they only have lost 1 game, and that was the first one in the group stage, and best of ones can be random.
Yeah, Yeah, up against their domestic rivals. The only people to beat the Brazilians have been Brazilians, but that's the reason you have Jame in your team. A quick, aggressive pick over towards that B site. Gives the advantage over. We've spoken about Avangar in these sketchy buy scenarios. They seem to just come up trumps every single time. Let's see if Furia can break that trend. This was the buy round that we said if they break this, this could be the end. Avangar, the favorites in this tournament. I don't think there's any real argument there. Top 20 team in the world. Furia definitely getting there.
They showed us something new at the last major. Also had the best looking stick with all the colors.
I have one. I'm keeping it.
Yeah, that's going to rise a bit in value. But this is the continuation of that taste we got at the major. This is Furia stepping into the big room of Counter-Strike.
Oh, Vinny. You get this pick onto Sanji. He's got such an advantage, just sat up close with that MP9. The rest of the team are going to make to look their way through, but it's only going to be a 1-for-1 trade, which in all honesty is not bad considering the weaponry switch. 25 seconds left on the clock and it starts to tick down, but Vinny does win that battle. It's so low. Close to Buster finishing him off. For him surviving could be enough, but he won't.
Where's the bomb? There's still 15 to go. Yuri coming in with the M4, one E-box, one close range. He's going to jump silently over the train, but he's going to get spotted. All the attention is towards him. Will Bondo go down? Yes, it will. Cerrados incredibly low, but Yuri finds one. Now it's all on Cerrados, 1v2.
He's been very quiet in this series, but can he be the one to take them to 14 rounds? The bomb is ticking, there's no kit. They definitely have to get their move on here. Now Buster's wrapping round, but the side peek out is enough to finish him off. It will be an 8th round. Avangar still looking to fight this back, but the tees, the money's not an issue this time. They can buy whatever they desire.
It's fine, no worries. Brazilian economy is strong at this point. These guys right here, they must feel the whole world is against them. But they have the mental fortitude. They also have the skill to bring this back. Make no question about it. Avangar are not a side that will give up easily. Sanji with the MP9.
Oh. Got caught out last round. I imagine he's just going to be playing close again, but actually a little bit further back, James going to be left as the lone defender, the anchor of this B site, and I think they're a little bit skeptical about him going, aggressive again. It's like, no, I think I'm going to Molotov that one off. I don't want to be caught out. Nade goes over, almost perfectly timed.
Bit of damage there, worth it for sure. Rotation now, splitting into a 3-2 stack on the B-bomb side, which is kind of unusual. Could open up some avenues for the T side to hit that A. Gonna drop down. No one's watching Pop Dog thanks to this rotation onto the B-bomb side. So they get Pop Dog for free, but decide to do nothing with it. Freezing now, it could be fake. I think this is going to be the fake smoke play outside, and then they hit towards B. Kickhead might spoil it all now, though. Gets two and gets the bomb, and that's the whole round gone.
He actually fades away, though.
Abel J and the boys need to do something crazy right now. They do recover the bomb, but they need a miracle. Yes, it's only a 2-man advantage, but still, with the CTs and 35 seconds to go, this is going to be extremely hard for them.
They haven't spotted Fitch either. He's in such a horrible position for them, and while it will be the pincer, all 5 alive for Avangar as now they start their comeback.
Such a next-level time peak from Kickhead. Like, yes, it's only 2 kills, but in my opinion, that kind of wins them the round there. Because they spoil the whole strategy. They get a 2-kill advantage. There's only 35 seconds to go as the T's go in, so they would probably shut that down anyway, even if the T's like got an entry. What a great timing from Kickhead, who's before this was on 6 frags. What a time to step up, even though you had a bad game so far here on Train.
Well, it's going to be a partial buy coming in from the T side. A little bit of extra money spent. Abel J looking to wrap around the corner. He could get the opener. Instead, it's Vinny. However, James ready. He misses the shot, though. The man low HP. Vinny gets away, well, with murder, I suppose you could assume. Fitch has to be careful. He Does have his teammate holding off, so there can't be any sort of wrap around here. The T's have ground to a halt, hoping that somebody hands them a frag, hands them a weapon, gives them that opportunity to punish Avangar. But it's not going to be happening. Jane picks the pixel. It's still going to be traded back. There still isn't over. Yeah, okay, that's as ambitious as you like.
If that had gone home, I'd probably flip this table.
Please don't.
Kick it. Rotating in towards this B bomb site, but the T's, they're still all on A. This is a dangerous choice for Avangar. This side is totally clear. They're going to rotate 2-man back towards this line. After seeing nothing on B, but Furia still hasn't moved. They've frozen.
Oh, no,
Vinny has his back turned. He's going to find nothing as Kick It takes him out. Bomb could go down if they pick it up. The smoke gets down now. But no, they got it. This one is locked. Avangar, they locked this round up. The second the bomb was dropped, there's no chance.
I love how ambitious that was from Yuri. I'll just kill him from the other side of the map with an MP9. But no, the thing is with that round was 100% down to timing. Yep. Like, the T's, as we saw, they had an open bomb site, just didn't know it for a long time. And if Vinny moves even a second earlier, he gets the cross away from the players who are on Ivy.
It's just a high-risk, high-reward play from Avangar to go clear the B bomb site. The second they hear no smoke, see no positions, they know, okay, yes, they had start of an A push before, they're going to continue that. And then they rotate back and win it. Once again, 4-1 split. Jamie, if he gets flashed out and smoked out with a good timing, they have 5 seconds from now on, and they hit it. Now the rotation comes in. The smoke needs to be on lower now, and it's too late. It's too late. Now Kick It is here for the backup, and it's going to be hard to hit. Did not move fast enough here, and I don't see any way this round is going to go their way.
That's actually the player that was legged earlier goes down, and now the nades just barreling in on towards
too slow
this upper B position. As you mentioned, the rotations come in, and chance of them winning this round is slim to none. They have to try and make their way forward in towards this B site. A minute left on the clock. Already extra positions being pushed by the CT side. They know where this is coming, but they have managed to section them off. Kick It, though, well placed as he will mow down 2. The bombs tried to just run down the side, but that's not going to get anything, and that is flawless. Not only 2 damage taken throughout the whole round, not a player lost, and now the CT side have the bank to play with as well.
This is it. This is the buy that's either going to give Furia 14, or a buy that's going to make Avangar so dangerously close to tying up the game while being on the CT side. A key round coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. 4 orcs, 1 orb, 4 buy from the CT side. Money to spare, money for days. On the T side, they have 2 SGs as well, but missing a bit of utility. Art has gotten the AWP, though. Such an important round in this map.
Yeah, this could be the opportunity for Avangar to pretty much get back to level pegging after what was a decent lead. Bear in mind, it's now been, what, 4 rounds in a row for the CT side. They were looking out of it just moments ago. Cerrados hoping and praying that he can find something through the floor, but nothing will go his way just yet. But the real thing is the T's gathering up over towards Ivy, but look at the positions of the CT side at the moment, quite deep in this A site.
Rotation coming in now, that's Buster rotating towards B, but that's 1 less man from that A bomb site. There's Yuri. And the boys are trying to make their way in. Jame on the midst of this A bomb site, but Ivy control has been given away. Can Yuri find this opening? Can he continue this string of entry frags? And he will! He finds Fitch! And that's a great success from the young Brazilian. Jame looking to answer back, but will lead him on to pace. Cerrados taking it away, but great refrag though. Great refrag again. Sanji's dancing around.
Oh, 25 seconds left on the clock. The T's now actually need to push into the site. Buster, can he hit the timing on this? It looks like he might. Art trying to find the kills, but it may be done. It's left all onto Vinny. He just doesn't have time. He knows where one of the remaining players is. In fact, he can guess where the second, but the fact is he needs to get this bomb down. He needs to get it down now, and he's not going to be able to. Buster will flip the round. It was Sanji with the couple of big frags to turn this in their favor. That was looking like number 14, but unfortunately it seems Furia just can't get there.
This now needs to be either a very risky force buy or what I would say almost a full eco. see what Furia decide to do. Swing round, because this will allow Avangar on 13-13, and that's why the pause is being taken. There are no more pauses left now. Of course, in a normal situation, the players would be on their own. This is DreamHack though, so the coach has, well, he doesn't have that mute button on his microphone all day long. He can actually still say something, but they don't have any more breathers. And it is going to be a bit of a save. There's going to be pistols, of course, as we expect, and some utility. But this is not the round they expect to win. That means that Avangar would have a great chance of getting on 13. And it will come all down to 1 or 2 buys in the end.
Yeah, lots of utility expended in this initial take of the A side. Looking like they're aiming for the bomb plant. Sanji will avoid the flash. Fitch has already started things off. That AUG just mowing down range. 3 kills to his name already. Okay, he falls eventually, but the damage is done. Sanji will add another, and while it's left onto Abel J, and he'll be hitting the deck as well. This has been 6 rounds in a row now for the side of Avangar. The momentum is firmly in their favor, and what can be the support of this crowd for the Brazilians, the silence of it, can also give Avangar that extra boost.
Talked about this game having the potential of going all the way, 3 maps, all the way to round number 30 and potentially even beyond, and we're getting there slowly but surely. This is the buy from Furia. They need something from this. Or else I think Avangar, the momentum, not of the crowd, but the momentum within the players, within the server, is going to run away with it. James with a nice opening, kick-out with a flash assist. Art needs to even it out. He's gone very aggressive in towards Hell. The Ivy player has not seen him yet. This could be the opening. Sanji's just looking towards another position. A free frack onto the bomb side. He sees him. He takes it. He knows there has to be one towards Ivy. And that's the opening now done. T side rotating in. Same will be the CTs. They're leaving B right now. All the marbles on one bet.
Yeah, this is where Furia are going to try and make their stand. Yuri gets that opener onto Buster. Kick it just around the corner, though. He stepped up big over the last few rounds, but it's not going to be checked. Yuri needs this kill, but Art will find it instead. Jane within the sight. Fitch, he's not seeing him. He's not seeing him. That's the game, but Vinny doesn't see him either. It's Fitch to trade things back still, though. The man advantage hits with the T side. The bomb's going to be planted, and Art's doing the damage. 2 kills to his name already. Fitch now with 20 HP, and that is 14. It's been a long, long time coming. But Furia have finally made it. Just 2 rounds away.
The composure right now, Furia, is very, very key. The coach as well, not with a great big celebration, just straight up there, tap on the shoulder, keep going. This is not over yet. It's just 1 round. You need a couple more, then we can celebrate. Then we'll let it all loose. There's no reason to celebrate too early. Keep it all inside. Grow that focus. And then the release if the trophy comes, but not before. James flashed out, very well done. He's been a nuisance from that position a couple of rounds in a row now, and they pre-flashed it twice to gain that no man's land control. I was about to say that they're about to stack 5 players on the A bomb side, but that was the counter rotation. James wasn't quite sure what was going on. And they're now playing 3-2 once again towards the B bomb side, which is the correct call. Kick it close range.
This is going to be tough. This is going to be really tough. They've got the Mac 10 in play on Abel J, so he's almost going to be the lamb to the slaughter, the man running and gunning to try and do the damage. Kicker, before when he took this aggressive peek, did so much damage. He basically won them around. He's going to go for it again, but they haven't spotted him once more. He should be able to get the free kill, and now they know there's a man behind, but look at them. They're all peeking up, but they find the kill onto Kicker. Can they deal with James? He only gets himself the leg shot, going to go pushing into the flames. He's trying to do it all, but he will burn. It's only going to be the trade back. Maybe a little bit too aggressive, but at the same time, look at the HP remaining on these T players. Cerrados has everything to do. He's got to try and clutch this out, otherwise they're going to be falling right back into this lost streak. He hits the first, doesn't know where the second. Both players caught Cerrados. A wild spray out, he's not going to do it. Buster hits him on 14 HP, and they're just going to take themselves back that 14-14.
That
Furia was so close.
That spray may haunt Cerrados for the rest of his life if this doesn't go their way. So close, he could smell the round. But it doesn't happen. 14-14. Still money enough for both sides to buy, of course. But they're all the way down. This round is going to decide. Look at the money on each side. There's nothing left. This probably will be the round that decides this game, this final, this tournament. All wrapped down, all comes down to one round. Art with the AWP. James with the same.
Well, the T side looking to build as they once have. They've really struggled. They've only managed one out of the last 8 rounds or so. They need to try and get the last 2, as you mentioned. Money will become an issue. Sure, they've got a little bit more loss bonus than the guys of Avangar, but that pretty much means if they do steal this round, they'll be up against those dirty deeks, those pistols, the scouts, whatever you like. Buster, this time just going to opt to fall back. He doesn't want to hand away that initial frag. That's been one of the problems they've had over towards Ivy. But the boost comes in instead, and Yuri's going to find the opening pick. Buster knows he needs a trade, but it's not going to be happening. But still, this ET side fight back. Yuri now looking to try and find somebody on the site. He needs to turn this into their favor once again. But the trouble is, he's just waiting patiently. He's right next to someone. Yuri finds one more. He walks into the open. Sanji may be the one to do something here. He's still waiting. The smoke's going to go out. They know he's there, and the tag will come in from Yuri, who seems to be on his own at this point in time. Vinny finally makes his way back in. That smoke's not going to be ideal. I wonder if there's something there for Sanji, as the bomb still needs to go down. The clock begins to tick. 10 seconds remaining, and they need to get themselves that bomb down. Both players coming from the same angle, and Sanji's going to drop it. That's it. That's the round in their hands. Yuri has to try and go for the kills, but he doesn't have the time, and Sanji, a triple in a round that's so crucial for Avangar. They now hit map and series point, and now you see the emotion in the Brazilians' eyes.
No timeouts left. They have to go straight into this next one. It's either overtime or bust for Furia. All in, even though it's not a good gamble. They have to go for it. This has been such a monumental show of strength for Avangar to bring it back in this second half. Abel J is going to eat fire. It's not to his liking. Just a little bit, down to 85%.
The T's at least had themselves that loss bonus. That's the one saving grace for them in this scenario. They need to channel everything they have. The crowd has fallen silent. They know how important, as we do, that previous round was. Avangar now set to take the title. The team that were expected to do so. This time only with a scout. Will look for that opening pick, but nothing going to be there. It's more of just a bait and switch as they look to try and head in towards this A site. They have managed to pull off rotation. Sanji will now spot where the offense is coming from. Buster makes the play, pushes forward, but it's only a trade back. OT still on the cards as they get themselves the bomb plant. Sanji looks for more. He finds it as well. He really is a man to be dealt with at this point in time, as they do. Abel J with a fantastic shot to give them back the 3 versus 3. Still, this CT side look to try and rotate back in. They need the space. They need to find one of these kills, and quick. And Art's going to hear them rotating in from behind, or maybe not. Fitch is going to sneak in. He finds the first, but the second's not quite there. They've killed the rest of his team. He needs to get on the defusal. He doesn't have a kit, and this is done. This is OT. It has to be here, as Furia will take it 15-15. We are not done here in Rio.
Nowhere near an end. We go further. This game is the gift that keeps on giving. 3 maps, what else than OT? And the faces right now, they tell the whole story. Nervousness, focus. Nerves just shaken away, and orders being barked out. This is the time as an in-game leader to step up and say, I'm gonna say freaking, but there's another word and some change of letters that could be put in there and potentially translate to Brazilian, but this is now we go. This is the fight.
Yeah, money no longer an issue. 16K, MR3 overtime. You get whatever you desire. There's no excuses about economy anymore. This is all just about the teams. Well, again, you speak about this 4-1. It seems to be the standard for Avangar, at least, leaving James as the lone defender of B, but he has done a good job. Sanji's been the man to watch. He's going to go running in. He's been caught out. That's the first mistake we've really seen from him so far. Then that may be one of the ones that puts the nail in the coffin. Fitch looking to try and save them, but he can't do it. The rotations come in. James looking to try and spam through the smoke, but he can't find anything. Quicker, they're almost touching each other here. Buster will in fact be the one, and now the Orbs are actually doing the damage. 2 kills right back into this CT side. Utility still to expend, and we have to watch as the T's just try and hold on.
Oh, he's gonna go for this.
Smoke onto the bomb. The defusal possible. Kicker also finishing off Yuri. They don't want it to be left down to the AWP as he'll just get onto the bomb. It's only going to be a few seconds. They're defusing it. Abel J, there's nothing he can do. Avangar have the first round of OT on the board on that CT side. The 3v3 quickly turned in their favor.
You can hear a needle drop almost in this room. But then again, a few seconds and the Brazilian chance will start. The odds not in favor of Furia anymore. But I would say this is probably as close to 50-50 as you can get. I would expect a lead on the CT side. A lead for the CT team in this OT. That's what we usually see, 2-1 or 3-0. So Avangar winning the first one is not that big of a surprise. Run boost over. Buster gonna throw down the smoke.
Yeah, you really don't want to go 3-0 down, even just mentality-wise at this point. The game very much changes when you hit overtime. Sanji again. We saw him aggress in the previous round. Cerrados going to be waiting on the other side, and Sanji just ruins him. Cerrado definitely not been the man we've seen throughout this tournament so far. Buster going to be holding on to Ivy. But their offense has been limited quite significantly. Vinny's going to be trying to sneak through the smoke on the other side. And actually he'll be able to find one. Art gets another. The crowd erupts, but is Sanji still doing the damage? This man has been so hard to put down, but the T's have turned it. Fitch now the only one remaining. Of course he's going to try and make this clutch happen. Money is not an issue at this point. The real issue is just the health he has. Vinny's so aware. The 30 bomb in for this man as he leads the way for his side.
You can read it in the faces of Avangar. They thought they had the setup for that round. I have to agree with him. That fell apart. That was a house of cards where you remove one of them and the rest just crumble. Even though they had good chances, they couldn't find the wins in the doors, and that's going to be a 1-1 tie now. Last round of this first half of OT is incoming. And Furia, if they could get a 2-1 on the T side, they would be very happy, and it's going to be a free frag as well to begin this. Kicker pushing in now to gain some map control back because he feels like he has to do it. The second he dies, though, if that happens, that's going to change, but he gets the frag. That was what he wanted. He wanted the map control, he wanted the kill to even it back out. Making sure that if someone else loses, you bring that win back and get it to 50-50 again.
Again, it's Kicker with high impact kills. We've seen him single-handedly win rounds for this team. I have to do it again. It is that 1-3. Everybody else over on the A site. Kicker at least needs to fade away with the smoke. That's all he really needs. Just make sure the rotation's available.
He has the Molotov as well, so he can kind of guard this for the next 20 seconds. They're not going to push into it. They're actually just going to give it up and go back after showing initial presence. Sanji's using this time because he knows, okay, 1 or 2 was spotted towards B. I can get into a great position here on the other side. Great communication there. Just a small call makes a difference. Now, Sanji's all the way into T main, and he should get this first one for free. Will he win the second duel onto Abel J? The bomb has been spotted. Flash goes in, but he's gone away. Secondary comes in there for Abel J, and it's a 3v3. Usually, for the T side, that's an advantage, but there's very little time remaining, and Jamie with the ult.
Already, they're just being slaughtered. There's nothing they can do. That late utility thrown in, also the aggression that was taken by Sanji, and that's the big thing at the moment. Sanji is playing out of his mind. Bear in mind, he's the newest member of this Avangar team. He has been flawless throughout this tournament. The aggression that he's pulling off over the last few rounds has been fantastic, and, well, they now take themselves the lead going into that second half.
He's also sitting at around 85, maybe even a bit more ADR during this very, very close final map, and Yuri on the other side of things. He's on 103 and might even be a little bit more than that as the stats slowly update. But Yuri, in my opinion, it's been him and Vinny. They're sitting at 26 and 30 frags. And they're probably my two candidates for Furia MVP if they were to go ahead and win it. And it's impossible to separate them at this point. Can we give the MVP to two players?
I don't think it's our job. And
most valuable players?
I'm very glad it's not our job. Not the important thing, though. The important thing is the trophy.
Yeah.
And at the moment, Avangar, they sit with the round advantage. 2 more, but still, and they will bring misery to the fans of Rio.
Still, again, Tom, I've seen and played in a lot of OTs in my very short playing career and very long casting career. And 1-2 down in OT switching to CT side and train is not bad.
No.
We do see 3-0s happen a lot. Well, so this is definitely doable. And if not, it's a good chance for Furia to at least get that second OT.
Oh, Furia needs to channel your statistics as they look to try and hold on to this one. Now, the big problems that Avangar had on this T side was the fact that they ran out of time quite often. If they didn't find the openers, they really seemed to struggle getting into the sites as a team. And it's starting to happen again. 45 seconds left on the clock. Now, at least in these scenarios, there's not been any limitations. They have all the utility they could possibly desire going into this take. Aren't going to be left. The upper position not really used so far in this series, so it may be a little bit of a surprise to catch them off guard. But here we go. 25 seconds left, and the T's, they're going to make their way in towards this site. Pushing forward, Sanji actually going to be killed by Fitch. A bit of a mistake, but Buster quickly reacts. However, Vinny's there. Abel J just waiting in the corner, but he will be dealt with. Fitch has just gone ham in this round. An important double. Cerrados, if he drops his bomb, he may be able to end it. There's only going to be 8 seconds left. They have to run, pick it up, and try and get it down. Instead, he's going to wrap around, and I don't know if they have enough time. He's just been saved, and they will get it down with seconds to spare. They get the kill as well, so it doesn't even matter, but the fact is that was so unbelievably close. You can see the head in the hands of these Brazilian fans as they know that literal seconds separated them from celebrating the even scoreline. Instead, they're fighting for double OT.
And very few points of damage as well from Cerrados in that sense. Backs are now turned against the wall once more, as they're pretty used to by now, Furia. Avangar, we're still pauses to go. Can throw one here in the OT. This will, of course, also give Furia a little bit of a breather and some time to talk. It's fair for both teams.
At the same time, you can almost see from Furia's perspective, they normally take their pauses after victories. Now they're going to have to stew in the fact that no matter what, if they want to win this, they have to take it to another overtime. And they are... Well, there are 2 attempts now for Avangar to finish this.
We don't usually see a lot of emotion from James, but there he was barking out some orders, letting out some commands. Whatever "let's go" mean in Russian or Kazakhstani or whatever they communicate with on that team, that's probably what was said there. Maybe with a few swear words here and there.
Once again.
He's been a king of this pop dog.
Just in the server in general.
Yeah.
But again, it's not about those individual performances. Oh, he's been very good at finding players through walls, so you want to be a little bit careful there, Kicker. 2 players now low on HP for Avangar.
Once more, the 4-1. We've mentioned it so many times, but this time around, the player holding B is far away and he's on the upper angle. He's with an op. That means if they go lower, if they drop that smoke towards connector, that's going to be a free entry into the bomb site. Pop flash here. There's no rotation.
Well, they've managed to get one back. Cerrados is going to be there. Yuri will find Fitch at least to give them the man advantage. And if they don't allow Avangar to take this space, it can be very difficult to hold on to these rounds. Nade's going to be thrown through. Cerrados, though, he's actually going alone. He's caught by Buster, sprayed back down to just 3 HP, but he survives. He's got to be careful not to walk into his own Molotov. But there's the nade. Buster will fall. Sanji going to be waiting. The no-scope's not going to connect, and he can now push a little bit further forward, looking for a little more, waiting for Vinny, but Abel J will be there to close him out. James now holding the angle, hits the shot as well. I think this may be done. It's all on to Art to try and save them here. He does have himself the kit.
There's no time.
The clock's going to be ticking. He just needs to try and defuse this bomb. The shot missed from James at least, but it won't matter. He hits it anyway. but I don't know if he has enough time. It's going to come right down to the wire. Can he get it? No, he can't. It is Avangar. They take themselves the victory here in Rio, and it is going to be the Brazilians suffering. The fans are not going to be able to take that, but they do still give a round of applause. Avangar, they have their first title under their belt. They get the victory. They grind it out in overtime, and they deserve it in the end.
No matter who wins, all the viewers, both here in Rio and online, are winners. What a great game of Counter-Strike. What a clash of champions. Even though one of these two teams are only going to be able to grab that trophy and hoist it up. What a game, and congratulations to Avangar. They had their first big trophy. They had a few smaller ones in the cabinet. Yeah. Now they have a DreamHack one.
Yeah, you've got to hope that for this team, this is the first of many. We've seen them challenge on so many occasions. And to be honest, like we see them at Epicenter, massive tournaments along the way. But this is the first time that they're going to get to hoist themselves the trophy. That DreamHack Open Rio trophy will go into their hands, and well, almost you just have to give them a massive congratulations. It is the champions of DreamHack Rio. It's Sanji lifting the trophy as well. A fantastic tournament for him, and well, it's utterly deserved.
An absolutely heartbreaking loss for Furia, and if I'm being honest, for us on the desk as well, it's hard not to get behind that crowd, behind that team, behind that energy, but also congratulations to Avangar. They really did fight for that victory. After that first map, we were like, holy crap, this is going to be over fast, and then it all 180s, and Avangar brings it back.
Definitely kudos to Avangar. My goodness, I can't even imagine what it would be like to play in front of that crowd under all that pressure and come from behind and end up winning it in OT. Such an intense series.
Yeah, I mean, so first off, obviously commiserations to Furia, right? They played so well throughout this tournament. They established dominance over the other Brazilian teams here like INTZ and Sharks. They also beat United. They had a war right there against Avangar in the final, particularly on Train that personified everything. That last second diffuse, or almost diffuse, really summarizes the whole game in one moment, just how close it really was and how down to the wire it really was. But Avangar, this is a team that is full of youth from the CIS region. All of these guys are around 20 years old or so, except for Fitch, who's a little bit older. You have Kickert and James, who we've been talking about for ages as being these up-and-coming talents from that region who really could go on to greater and greener pastures someday. And then you have Sanji, this new guy kind of out of nowhere from Uzbekistan, who had an absolutely brilliant final and particularly a brilliant train there to help them win the trophy.
For sure, and Avangar absolutely needed everyone to step up to the plate. This whole tournament, we've seen James clutch after clutch, op kill after op kill, and he doesn't miss. But this series, we had Fitch show up, we had Sanji show up, we had everyone on Avangar show up and really make it so difficult for Furia.
Here's the reality too, and you can kind of see it just in some hand gestures from Avangar. I guarantee you one of the things they were saying was they were pointing over to Furia and clapping, like saying like, these guys deserve some credit. Even though they didn't win, they put everything on the table. They had so many big rounds, so many big plays. So, I mean, yeah, you gotta applaud both teams here because that was an absolutely fantastic grand final performance from both of them. You
couldn't have written a better story, right? Where you think, oh man, Furia's out of it now, and then they push it into overtime, and then they get themselves just enough to stay competitive. And again, it comes down to some of these last second things. They had a round where they almost killed the bomb planner right before he got off, and he got it with a second left on the clock, or maybe even less than a second probably. And then right there, so close to getting the defuse to keep that overtime going on and on. So, man, like, again, you couldn't write a better ending to this tournament. And again, obviously, huge congratulations to the champions over there at Avangar. They get to continue their good form from the IM Katowice Major, where they very nearly made the legend stage. They went to war with a lot of the, you know, kind of top 20 European teams and got some victories, only getting knocked out by teams like Ent and Navi, who are top 5 teams in the world. And they came into this tournament kind of around that number 15 range on the HLTV rankings. And I think that this event proves why they are in that, you know, location. Like, Furia is a really good team to go up against, and they beat them on home soil in the finals with the pressure on, and they had some other good victories throughout this tournament as well, particularly against Valiance in the semifinals, another team kind of hovering around the top 15.
Definitely, and what a pleasure to watch. I mean, we didn't see Vertigo just once. We saw Vertigo multiple times, and in the grand finals of DreamHack. I mean, this was such a pleasure.
I mean, after that first map, you are watching and thinking like, all right, they've got this. Like, Furia is going to take this series. The home crowd's going to go wild. It goes to a third map. The third map goes to overtime. Like you said, Dust, you really couldn't have written anything better than what we just got, except for maybe Furia winning on home soil. But,
yeah, of course.
You know, like if you're out there in the crowd and you're one of the people who's been cheering them on, at the same point in time, you should be clapping for yourselves. You guys were one of the best audiences I think we've ever had for a DreamHack Open. The electricity in the air, like I said it, I didn't necessarily come into this event a huge Furia fan. I liked the team, but I wasn't in love with the team. I'm going to leave a Furia fan because that audience was just unbelievable to be a part of.
I think the future's bright for both of these teams. Like I think Furia proved a lot today making it to the finals on home soil and you're grinding that train game out almost to more and more overtimes. They had great performances from pretty much their entire lineup throughout the tournament, particularly Yuri and Cerrados stood out if you're going the overall tournament, but certainly others like Vinny had their moments and really everyone played up to the task. And I think that they will be doing a lot of good things in the future for Brazil. And same with Avangar. We know that this is, again, that new class of talent from the CIS region that, you know, again, we're at this last major, did so well. They have so many talented players, and I feel like this is, you know, finally them getting a trophy at a tournament like this, and now hopefully they can kind of use that to fuel them to do some big things at some of the biggest events in CSGO.
I mean, when it came down to it, though, one of the biggest problems we had mentioned coming into the series was going to be that op on James, and it proved to be a serious problem for them to handle.
He doesn't miss, Bach. He just doesn't miss.
It is somewhat rare. We do have Fitch standing by. Fitch, do you agree? James does not miss very often with the op, does he?
Yes, I agree. Hello again. So,
congratulations. How's that trophy feel in your hands?
It's feeling nice, of course. So, I don't know, like, happy day today. Nice day.
Fitch, you went to work on train, by the way, man. We saw you really step up and have some really big plays, particularly in that overtime situation there towards the end to help close out the game. What was going through your head as those moments came upon you when you knew you were so close to maybe another overtime? How are you able to manage it all and get the victory?
I just realized it's time to come back, like time to kill someone. So I just did my best and everything has worked. So
I feel like.
What was your communication like in the TeamSpeak or in game for you guys when the crowd was in front of you getting so loud and they're cheering on Furia? I mean, you guys must have heard that and felt it in your bones. How did you guys overcome that and close this out in overtime?
Yes, everyone know that the Brazilian fans are always emotional and they always support them like players, and that was crazy to hear through the headphones, them how they are screaming and everything. They were trying to like push us, you know what I'm saying, like mentally. But I don't know. We just won because probably the Furia team made a lot of not a lot of few important mistakes, and we just won.
Where are you coming from? So obviously you had a really good round at the major coming into this, and now you do have a trophy in your hands. You're kind of hovering around, let's say, top 15 in the world. I think it's pretty fair. How far can this team go in its current state? Like, where do you think the ceiling is for your team?
So in my opinion, like this year, we want to go through the top 10 actually. So we'll see. No one knows what's like waiting us in the future. So we will keep working.
So I feel like outside of the major, this is one of your biggest results as an individual ever since maybe like DreamHack Masters Malmo at Gambit long ago. That was 2 years ago, man. So again, you've been that is what's up. So you've been a journeyman really ever since then, kind of going through different things, and now you find yourself here with a trophy in your hands again. Yes. How does that feel for you personally as one of the veterans?
Yeah, the last 2 years was really tough for me, hard, and right now I just holding this trophy. It's amazing feelings, and probably everything is really possible if you want to go to take something, So I don't know. I just want to say Vamos Brazil and obrigado for all fans who came here, and that's it.
Great last words.
Yeah, great last words. Congratulations again on the victory. Before I let you go, just want to let you know.
And one more thing.
Your teammate, James, was crowned as MVP over the tournament.
Oh, sounds nice.
Go ahead and take that trophy away. Go celebrate with the team.
I was wondering about me. I should have been MVP, but...
You're most valuable.
I'm just gonna...
I love Fitch.
That is so perfect.
That's amazing.
Man, what a way to end the tournament.
You got some new fans after that one.
That was absolutely
great.
perfect. I mean, what an event from Avangar. What an event from Furia. What a grand final in general. Really, we couldn't have asked for a better event the way things ran. Obviously, we had some technical difficulties day one, but that's all gone and forgotten based on the matches that we were privy to this entire weekend.
Yeah, now we're looking at some highlights from your MVP, Jane, with the AWP. All tournament long, this guy was, basically leading in rating, leading in op kills per round. He was leading in entry kills in a lot of different situations as well. So definitely just racking up stats on the scoreboard. And the thing to remember is this isn't like a one tournament thing for Jane. This is something that Jane's been doing for months and months and months now, as he is just one of the most promising talents coming out of the CIS with the AWP. And also a pretty damn good in-game leader. The way that he handled the pressure of that grand finals and some of the other things we've seen from them, they have like a slow methodical style, that old school CIS structure, and he actually runs the system really well. And so he's not just a bright opper and fragger and a star level player, he's also a leader in a region that, outside of like Angel and Zeus, there's not many well-known in-game leaders. So it's cool to see him step up in that role as well.
It definitely is cool. And you heard his teammates talking about him, about how he's their captain and they're right behind him. And so, yeah, they definitely fully believe in him, and they deservedly so.
That play from Jame, by the way, was probably one of the best and smartest plays. It's probably overlooked by a lot of people, but that was so incredibly smart how he played that 1v2. That was actually a very pivotal moment in that train game that really could have seen Furia completely take control and probably take the series. But instead, it's that 1v2 that really cements things for Avangar. And that does bring us into the top 5 plays from the tournament long. And there are so many gems, it's going to be hard to select. Number 5 is going to be Avangar versus Furia, and it's going to be Cerrados here. It's a 4K on Vertigo.
Yeah, Vertigo being that map that we saw Furia break out twice today and win it both times, and so many of these players had huge multi-kills on retakes on this particular bomb site. This is one from Cerrados. We might have maybe another one later on down the road as well. Oh, it is. It is the one from Yuri.
Yeah, this is number 4, Yuri. I mean, Dust, you really wanted Yuri to be the MVP of this tournament if they were ending up winning. But yeah, this is such a nice 4K from him on Vertigo.
Yeah, just the flank around to stop the defuse. That was a pivotal round for sure. As we go into number 3, we're looking at some more opping frags. This time it's from KNG. And we do got to give a shout to him on home soil. Brazilian player in his own right. Very flashy AWP player. Definitely had some bright moments throughout this tournament, even if his team didn't find themselves in the playoffs.
And for highlight number 2, we've got Hunter here, the Kovacs blood, coming in through and showing some really fancy plays with another 4K here. Or an ace on Inferno, in fact.
Yeah, indeed, a very skilled player in his own right from Valiance team that was a semi-finalist. He has been a consistent star player on that Valiance team coming from the Balkan region. Definitely a player to keep your eyes on going down the line.
And then number 1 is going to be United versus Furia. It's Cerrados with an ace on Nuke. It's one of the few aces we actually got this tournament.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of 4Ks, haven't we?
A lot of 4Ks, multiple 4Ks. In fact, I think the last 2 days, all of our highlights were actually 4Ks. It wasn't actually aces. So, it kind of took a while for us to see some of those aces. We didn't really see that many, but we do get a couple, and we also got quite a few great games. So I guess we can't complain about the lack of aces when we have so many great games that we got to experience throughout the entire weekend. Is there anything you guys want to add to this? I mean, like, what can we really say about these two teams moving forward? Like you say, Avangar is trying to push into the top 10. They believe that they can get there according to Fitch. Do you believe that that's true based on what we saw today?
Yeah, certainly. I don't see why not, especially after what I saw at the Major combined with this trophy and with the talent that they have, the structure that they have in place. I think that they play good Counter-Strike and they have very talented players in almost all respective roles. And particularly Sanji, the new guy to the team, has been really good. So I've been really, really impressed. So definitely want to give a shout to that. And yeah, obviously, congrats to Furia. They may have obviously had not the finals result that they wanted, but they certainly had a good run throughout this tournament. Looked very impressive throughout, and I expect great things for them. And you know what? It's been great working with you two all weekend long. So definitely appreciate you folks. So you said you wanted some final thoughts. That's my final thoughts. I appreciate everyone and all of our casters as well, of course.
Oh, and you know what? I want to give a special shout out as well to the Portuguese casters,
Absolutely.
The guys that were, giving the in-house audio. They killed it. I have no idea what was being said half the time. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm the ignorant American. I don't understand a single word of Portuguese, but the energy they bring, you can really feel it. And like you pick up on a few keywords and you hear the crowd go out and you're like, that is just so awesome. They really delivered in the Portuguese broadcast. So big thank you to all of them who are calling the shots in-house all weekend long. Now, the show is over, sort of. We do have an after show coming up. The show will continue on Caffeine TV with the DreamHack Open Overtime show. And we're going to be going to the beach. So take out your sand toys here. We've got a nice,
Wait, you're not
wonderful
coming to the
drink.
beach, Dust. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just us
What's
two.
Granny
Sorry.
is.
We don't want you at the beach. There's Connor. Yeah, he's got a beautiful little raft. I hope you're going to sit on that during the show.
Is it blown up?
Yeah, there you go. It's all blown up. Yeah, it's good to go. It's I would make a joke here, but I'm afraid I might get fired, so we'll just keep things
You've
nice
almost made it all the way without getting fired.
Yeah,
You just need to go 10 more seconds.
You know, I've been fired live on air one time, and I would like to not repeat that if possible. But that is it for us. We do want to give a special thank you again to all of our sponsors, Corsair, Monster Energy, Esport Management, and of course, GGBet, the wonderful people from DreamHack who made all this possible, everyone working behind the scenes, the Portuguese casters, the American casters, the Canadian casters, every caster that was here working on the event, my two wonderful co-hosts on the desk, my analysts, Christine Potter, and of course, Dustin Dust Moret, and all of the teams and fans who were here in attendance. That's it for us in Rio. We'll see you guys in tours. Take care.